Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 17, Week 7. It's Code Line's last hurrah here, his very last game. Lone Wolf, Untitled Lone Wolf team, taking on the Split Push Sprouts, a bad and first band once again. With me here today, once again, is, who should you be this time?
I am mechanized Jesus.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm not saying that, be somebody else.
5 seconds remaining.
Go be MJ for short.
Yeah, Majwunni. Yeah, there we go. Majwunni from the Hollywood team.
That's the one.
Yeah. No, we'll call you, we'll call you, let's just say your Pages. That's an easy one. What's going on, Pages?
How's it going? I've been Pages before.
Oh, damn it, okay.
I haven't been. I don't think I've ever been, Randy.
No, you have. I think that was the first one, is, you were Randy the whole time.
I think so, but considering how, the story of what's happened today, I feel like I should be Randy anyway.
You probably should be Randy, I mean, shoutouts to Randy. Most of the bans are the same. They did do a first phase Terrorblade respect ban. I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think I don't think you can, even if last game looked that uncompetitive, you're actually a nutcase if you first pick Terrorblade. I don't think it was a good idea to ban it there.
I would do it if I won a game on Terrorblade that hard.
I mean, yeah, on one hand that's true, but on the other hand, everybody else also won that game that hard, and now you let the DK through. Mr. Flavor of the Month himself.
I think Ray died once that entire game.
That's true, but it's not like his friends died really that many more times. Almost the only person in the game who didn't own, like, super own was the Tidehunter, and he still did good. He still had a couple of pretty good Ravages, you know? That was, like, the lowest performance is still pretty good, so, I don't know.
He had a lot of really good Ravages last game. You gotta admit.
And it was still, you know, he didn't have the funny 1v1 with Lion like Maniac did. He didn't have the funny. I guess the Treon didn't do anything really in that game, so maybe that was the lowest bar. Not like he had anything to do.
Coincidentally, also hit a couple pretty good ultimates, although somehow managed to miss Weaver on that last one, which is fucking insane.
Like I said, he turned on his Game Shark.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Dire team pick.
Just all comfort bans from Untitled Lone Wolf team. Probably not a bad way to go around it. Really, if there's one issue that seems to have plagued the Split Push Sprouts through this entire season, it's just pools. You know, Line and Golden Dragon seem to have a pretty narrow roster of guys that they really excel with. Though notably the Juggernaut got to be let through this time, though also Juggernaut into DK isn't that great. It's Centaur Warrunner time.
Radiant team pick.
It's Snapfire time once again. I don't know if I like snapping a Centaur. It's Treant time once again.
Snap into Centaur is fine. You're not really worried about Centaur's shit. You just ult him and he dies.
Well, the problem is he can't ult him because his ult just like makes your ult not a thing. You just can't hit anybody who's not stunned.
I mean, when he's stunned.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, yeah, when he is stunned, you can ult him. Don't get me wrong, but in any case where it's like you're not specifically drawing the fire on Centaur Warner, he can just hit R and really nullify your ult if everybody's not just in tree jail, which they probably are. But even if they are, you know, it's still quite an annoying thing to deal with, and it's a very easy blink stun to get rid of your ult, and it's just a hard guy to bring from 100 to 0. You're gonna smash your face on his return, trying to snap his armor. It's not too great, especially considering Snap's not very good right now. Hoodwink coming out.
5 seconds remaining.
Pretty annoying thing for DK to deal with. Decent combo with the Centaur Warrunner. You can just fire an Acorn into Big Stomp, you know.
Yeah.
Throw on the net to give it some power play time. Just a bit redundant, but not redundant enough for me to get mad at it. It's still fine. Plus, I mean, if you ever get the AoE finger of death on Lion, right? That's always funny.
That is always funny.
Though I do shudder a little bit with the idea it's probably going to be Roxy running back the Lion from the last game, considering, well, let's just call a spade a spade. That didn't work.
That did not work.
Or at least it's good in a DK.
Radiant team pick.
Running the Zeus back as well?
I mean, the Zeus did fine.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll just be frank enough to say, if I was split push Reds this game, the last thing I would ever think of doing is running back anything that looked like the last game. Like, the Zeus did fine, yeah, that's true. On the other hand, did you see how the game went?
Did you see how that entire game fucking went? Yeah, no, I did. I was there, I think. Actually, no, I wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. It was Meph. Meph was there. And now I don't even know who you are anymore. You're you're Majwani. No, that's boring. I don't even know what that guy is like. He could be anything. What if Majwani has some really funny habits or something that we don't even know?
I know, and I'm missing out on all of them.
Exactly.
You decided to call me Peaches, so do whatever you want.
We're here today with Howard Cosell. Are you even old enough to know who that is?
No.
I'm not even really old enough to know who that is. Speaking of low win rate heroes, picking up.
You know what? Fuck it. Call me Ishmael.
There we go, Ishmael. Picking up last patches. I think TA was the second lowest win rate core last patch. Has improved since at least.
Yeah.
Good to Zeus.
Dire team back.
Well, not great into the Centaur or the Lion. In fact, pretty bad into both of them, honestly.
Pretty bad. In general.
Yeah. A little better this patch, so seems a little flavor of the monthy from how it's being actually used.
10 seconds remaining.
What, Templar Assassin?
Yeah, Templar Assassin. I'm here today with Sean Connery.
Welcome.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that the whole goddamn cast now. The whole fucking cast.
Whole fucking cast. I'm not good at Sean Connery. I used to be. I'm not anymore. Because I watched, like, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, his least favorite movie, like, 87 times.
Why did you do that?
I liked the movie when I was a kid.
Radiant team back.
You should have liked something else.
Radiant team pick.
Look, it was a stupid movie, but it had fun scenes.
Did you like,
Also, Sean Connery dies in...
Oh, rest in peace.
I don't think anyone's gonna watch it, though.
What was that? What was that weird Bill Cosby movie? It was like...
Bill Cosby.
Leonard Part 6 or something like that?
I've got no fucking idea.
Ah, never mind. I always associate those two movies very closely in my mind. I don't know why that is. I think they came out relatively close to each other and had the exact same fate and are both really hated by the people who make it. Though, in fairness, it's not like we really care what Bill Cosby thinks about things anymore. Flark down, Ursa down. Ursa! I'd love to see that.
Ursa would be okay this game on either team, honestly.
Yeah, but I'd love to see Code Line playing Ursa, is what I'm saying.
Oh no, it'd be fun.
It would be fun, yeah. He did do a good job at least landing with the Weaver in the last game. The build was pretty odd, both in terms of his skills and his items. Make no mistake, but oh my god, we're just picking out all the guys who suck right now. This is just like a who's who of who sucks. We're really just riding on the DK here. I think DK and Tree are the only heroes. I mean, again, TA is being rising, so maybe not anymore, but I'm pretty confident that those are the only two heroes on this team with an above 45% win rate. Crazy how DK has finally passed that threshold after, like, literally a decade outside of the Meteor Hammer patch. He's been 45% for eons.
Oh, yeah.
And even after the nerf, he's still just barely holding on to 50%, though I have a feeling that
that's gonna
That
change
might shit, yeah. I have a feeling a lot of people are still, you know, there was a Shadow Fiend patch that I always very strongly remember for this, the first OD rework as well, where everybody got very psyched out by by those two heroes. You know, the whole thing with Shadow Fiend as a glass cannon, and in that patch, everybody was so scared of Shadow Fiend that nobody wanted to attack him. You know?
Yeah. People are like, what if I die? He's got 4 HP, literally.
True.
But what if I die?
Oh, poor Luther's gonna have to lane DK into Drow. I don't envy that. Poor Luth is gonna have to lane DK in a Drow line. I do not envy that. It's not the worst, but it's horrible. One of the many heroes who's not a hero, the second Drow gets Gust. Really hard to engage on, or really hard to keep damage over time.
But you just max out your E and then you just live. You're very
well, you max out your E and then Lion can just attrition you all the time. Things suck.
You just have so much HP rage and you don't need the mana because you just exist.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, you still can't do anything. It's hard to even hit creeps with that much, but you know.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But that's.
And once Drow hits 6, your life is just over.
Yes. No, because it's all bonus armor.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, it is really not enough to deal with Drow when she's got her ult. Those two things, they do not match up very well, especially... Wait a minute, Golden Dragon Lion. Oh, they went back to Roxy Pos 3 here, I just noticed.
Roxy Pos 3. I thought about that when I saw the Centaur pick. I'm like, are they throwing back to Roxy? Apparently they are.
Yeah. Interesting. So I'm not going to flame the Lion as much then. I think Lion is going to be Pos 5 still, but...
There's a chance you do, honestly. If this Lion also dies 17 times, feel free to flame it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, no, don't worry. It's week 7. I'm not going to need an excuse to flame him this week.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
On one hand, I just hate this Radiant lineup. This sucks. Against any more competitive team, this has a 0% chance of winning. I mean, oh my god, look at this. They might lose anyway.
On one hand, I don't... Why are you starting with this stick?
Why not? Why not?
I don't think it's good.
Oh, on the TAs because he's playing against Zeus.
No, on Drow.
On the Drow? Yeah, that is a good question. I mean, I guess...
They don't cast spells. They're not gonna have mana.
I guess Snap casts, but DK not so much. He's not gonna be able to cast. I mean, if he is casting, he's doing it wrong. Just needs to go all in on E and hope to God that's enough.
Yeah.
I really think it is.
30 seconds to battle.
I don't think even when it's been line, I don't think I've seen DK win this matchup against Drow a single time. It's just always been pain.
I mean, I've done it. It's happened before.
You've done it, but nobody in this league has.
Yeah. It's hard against equal skill players. And it vastly depends on the supports in the lane.
Also true, and unfortunately, he's got one of the worst right now.
Well,
nobody actually cares about this bounty rune. There we go. Good stun.
Oh, they're going for it. They might get the first blood.
Nope.
And Drow slow level 1 is like 11%.
Yep.
10%. Even worse. Remember when it used to be 16%?
That was crazy.
It got up to like 64% at level 4.
The upside is that Snapfire... The upside for Snapfire is that Snapfire has like a mountain of regen.
That too. I mean, yeah,
downside is Snap is going to have to put a lot of... Drow, stop doing that to the creeps, please. The downside is that...
it does increase the damage by 5 on Corrado technically now.
That's true, but you probably shouldn't do it to 2 times per creep, you know.
Yeah.
Ray Bay has entered this lane at no HP.
Denied.
I think Ray Bay just lost all of his HP. Like just now.
At least you got the funny stun on the range creep.
That's true.
Interesting. This is so far this specific lineup hasn't been done with Pages Boss 4 and Golden Dragon 5. So at least they're doing something fresh and new and exciting for their last ever game as a team.
That's true.
Unless 9 people disband on the bracket for some reason.
Yeah.
Hypothetical possibility.
Immediately disappears.
Better not catch you littering, bro.
What? What? Who is Hoodwink warning not to litter in this lane? Is Centaur Warrunner a well-known litterer?
Yes.
Is he a litter bug?
You didn't know?
I had no idea.
Now you do.
And knowing is half the battle. Where's oh, he's pulling. Kind of an unfortunate pull. He's not really in a great spot to contest the snap, though with the drought coming in, that could change. No, he's fine.
It's fine.
We're gonna get whapped for it on the way out, but that's it. They got Tree in a pretty compromising position here. They're not gonna be able to do that much to him. Or well, actually, nope, not without a level of W on the Centaur.
What, to get the kill?
Yeah. Just barely makes it out there. And does quickly plow through some consumables to try and get back to speed. So I'm taking advantage of the relative... Oh my god, 30 HP.
Those heals. She revived on like 10 and then took a heal from this W.
Yeah.
Because using the trees used 40%.
Maniac gonna get hammered here. First blood is... Okay, is Lion. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, what? That's pretty unfortunate. You really wanted that to go to Drow, but what can you do?
Not much. Seeing as how the character is already dead.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really change it.
The character is already dead, and this match also happened, like, 4 days ago, so...
That too. Can't forget that point. I just click him. Oh, who comes back with 6 tangos on tree protector? Jesus.
Nice. Never wants to be low ever again.
Nope.
LoneWolf team in general, just plowing through loads of regen. Not the best long-term prospect, I must say.
Ironically, despite the fact that they have the tree and protector, they're the one also deforestation.
That's true, yeah.
Deforesting through the map.
Trees have feelings, people. Come on now. This is why we need to start prosecuting vegans.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings? If you fuck up the trees will just show up behind you in a massive scale battle, and then murder your entire family.
That's true. That is true. Any vegans on this in this game would be wise to heed that counsel. Lion playing this lane very passively. The fact that Dragon... He has 2 points in a Z, and Dragon Knight has half mana should be a good testament to that.
Yeah. He should just be permanently draining every character's mana in the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Drain all of top's mana, take the portal, come bottom, drain their mana too.
Maybe not quite that much, but...
TP mid, take his mana, cause fuck that guy.
Yeah, we are TA haters.
That's an
Drain Zeus's mana too.
Yeah.
Just to show him who's boss. But yeah, I mean, this is a
TP mid and fill up Zeus's mana bar. That's a possibility.
easy lane to just take the mana off of, and especially the Snapfire doesn't do much. He doesn't have any.
Drow is suffering in this lane, honestly. 14 last hits to 27 on DK.
I mean, it's kind of why I was bringing it up here. It's like a big part of it is that for the most part, DK has been playing this very low and slow and passive, when really he's the guy who has the most to offer here at the moment.
Yeah.
He can really make Snapfire's life a pain in the ass. He can really just keep DK miserable. He's not really doing that thus far, and so Code Line has had to stay back, play things really passively. I'm gonna get a kill on Sven at bot. Let's see an instant replay of that.
It was just at 2 HP.
Yeah, he just loses
stuck,
the war of
and then
attrition.
Got his face beat.
Very sad to lose the war of attrition with a tramp. Okay. Damn, they were committed to getting that guy's ass. Holy crap! They actually brought the lion in.
Do you want the irony of it? He got an urn stack or an urn charge. There we go. That's why he was there.
That's true.
So, line for when you watch this, the way you want to do there is you DK. He is within your attack range. Just keep clicking the motherfucker. I don't care what he's doing. Just click him and make sure he stays outside your range. You could be clicking him infinitesimally more than you currently are.
Also true. I wonder how much of this is just these two haven't really ever lamed before. This is their first time doing it. They're just not used to it. I wonder how much of it is, it's the last game, whatever. There are factors here which could explain their lack of doing this right, but they are not doing this very well.
They're doing this about it incorrectly, because you could hope to incorrectly do this.
Yeah, great news for the DK, who's going to have a much easier time because of this. And
he's going to have a great game. He's 4th in last hits.
And this is the hero who most of their hopes are kind of pinned on. Sven has hit 6 before Centaur was really ready for it, I think. At least Centaur has that.
He doesn't have boots, which is a small issue.
He has the veil.
You want to rush the veil, I guess. It's nice. It does not give you boots.
Oh, Zeus is here.
Oh,
wow, nice. Yeah. Excellent work there. And, okay.
Well, both.
Yeah, double kill.
Either that or they both go to Zeus, one of the two.
Yeah, that's a very, very good rotation on the part of Kenny Lavender. They are giving up mid quite a bit to the TA here, who is now ensured that her team has a direct advantage in the last hits, but for an ailing lane on a hero that kind of needs it, that is very good, and Joe Ranger has been known to pull out that surprise even in game when she's been down. Centaur wants revenge, baby! That's not how you throw a net. Centaur wants revenge, he's not going to get it.
Yeah.
His XP deficit here is really nasty. Down 9 in eyes. No! On the Centaur, Sven has 9, he has 0.
Yeah, just better laning overall for the Radiant.
It's very unfortunate here. I mean, for starters, if he's 6, he doesn't take the death. That much is plainly obvious.
Probably not, no. Yeah, you said flame.
I don't get it.
You know, planes, the ones that fly in the air.
I don't get it.
If that mark could fly, you wouldn't have died.
I don't get it.
Okay.
That was the worst joke ever. You deserve to get I don't get it in for that. Nice fin stun, even better net. Veil is huge. Where's my follow-up?
Centaur stun.
No!
Because you used it on some creeps.
Oh, that's so sad. They actually had Sven in such a compromising position there, but they could not seal the deal.
They would have gotten the kill, but no.
Instead, he's getting the death.
He did get fucked.
The TA is here. The Zeus not available for comment. Could not be reached for comment. As a result, Sven is number 1 on the last hits chart. And by the way, did I mention that the only hero who's been able to beat a Drow Pause 1 so far this season is Sven? And in fairness, it was a freak accident that shouldn't have happened, but it did happen.
It did happen.
Feels like that should be mentioned.
Should be mentioned.
Drow is at least doing the right thing. Stopping, avoiding these fights, catching her breath. It's good. It is something that Code Line has struggled with sometimes. You know, sometimes he's like, my team is down, I'm the puzzle, and I better get out there and help turn them around or it's over. And
Not your job.
that has gotten him in a lot of trouble historically.
Your
Sven
job
is
is not to bail out your team. Your job is to hit creeps.
on one hand, Sven
technically
is starting to struggle being here a little bit. On the other hand, he doesn't really need to be here anymore. Don't worry, we bladed that point well enough, and he's not doing it in this game, so... Goodbye.
Well, IGD.
Painful.
Just
Absolutely
got
painful.
shot in the face. That melee range.
I'm glad Sven was helpfully highlighting 80% of the entire map. Thanks, Ray. I'm sure whatever you were saying there was very helpful. I want to farm this area, says Ray Bay, circling the entire map.
Yeah, guys, you can't touch any of these camps, right? You just gestured to the entire map. I did.
That's not true. He didn't circle the dire triangle or this area, so that's a whole 4 camps.
Dire's
Yeah,
bottom
that's true.
tower is under attack.
DK ult coming up here. Ooh, we're actually gonna push back against this. The DK ult comes out here. They're going to. Oh, they broke the DK. They broke the DK. He's in a lot of trouble here. He does actually get the Centaur though. Everybody's stunned for so long. He does eventually go down.
Dire's
2 for 2.
is under attack.
It was unfortunate the Centaur died in the midst of that. 2 for 2. Spoilers if you're down. The 2 for 2 benefits the down team. 1,038 gold passing into the hands of the Dire here, mostly into Zeus. So that's pretty nice.
Good hero to have it on, although DK now has his, the fuck is it called? The
Mage Slayer.
Anti-magic thingamagog.
The Mage Slayer.
The anti-magic thingamagog.
On one hand, that's true. On the other hand, it is far cry from what it used to be. Though, if he does, basically, just means that he's going to have to focus whoever he wants to reduce the magic damage of. Now, he can't just completely get rid of it by just breathing on the fights. Though, Code Line is dead here. It's like super dead. Holy crap.
Excessively dead. Yeah.
Though, I mean, he can just focus on the Zeus with the Mage Slayer and keep him probably unable to keep him relatively penned, and that's going to be more than enough, frankly.
Oh, probably. There's no other major sources of magic damage.
There's a Lion ult and the Hoodwink to a lesser degree. After all, it is spell damage, not magic damage here. Also, harms the multi-shot, for example. So, I don't think it actually does that one because that one's like it's
spell
weird.
Damage. Every spell gets reduced. If it says spell damage, then it affects all spells.
Yeah, it does affect all spells. The thing is that when it comes to things like this,
Roxy
like that's a
has just died because he walked in the melee range of the DK, got stunned, and then attacked 3 times, and he's no longer alive.
yeah. On the
He's 3v1ing right here.
other hand, he did start that at like 20% HP.
That's what I mean. He's gradually lost his entire health bar over trying to dive the DK.
Yeah.
Not working.
Yeah, he needs to change up the strategy here.
Is under attack.
If you're gonna do what you're trying to do, just walk around behind the tower. And then cut the waves that way.
Or just do something else. I mean, that's the better option. Like, don't try to pick a fight with a one guy. You're really never gonna kill. And anything that looks like short order. Hoodwink trying to go for the typical anti-mage teamfight contribution there. Just barely misses the opportunity for that chaos. Goes to Roxy, which at least equalizes KDA. Sadly, this does mean that there is no break for the DK, so...
Yeah, I mean,
not gonna kill him
gonna
again.
kill him in the first place.
It's true. No, they did last time they got the break. They didn't need Zeus for that, though, and he's not here, but...
But that was also before the Mage Slayer.
That is true. Oh, okay. That was pretty good, then.
What the fuck happened there?
Oh, she got silenced. This is a very good use of the Zeus ult when she was trying to save her shield.
LoneWolf just tried to take a ranged fight against a Drow, and
I mean, on one hand, that is true. That was a longer fight than that even. So that really was just like He was trying to wait and use the shield at the perfect
that's
time
an
and not get it.
amazing
Yeah.
combination right there.
Yeah, that just shows you why you don't need the Tide Hunter, right? Like, if you got this, Air Canada has shown very well to own on this Treant guy, right? You could just let him do that, and you're aces. 3 down for nothing.
3 down for 2 ults, and that's it.
Yep. I mean, they did just lose the TA, and that is worth crying about. But I mean, that
was its own
pretty good.
Oh,
Oh well, yeah, that was its own thing. 1,000 gold passes in the hands of the Radiant there. Would have been counterbalanced if the TA kill had fallen on that fight report. Still being very aggressive here.
No, it was on that. If you noticed the Drow having spells cast in that fight while she's in top.
Yeah, it was weird though, because it didn't have the actual death or the money from it though. Like it didn't list TA as somebody who died in it.
It showed Drow as getting money off of it though, for some reason.
Very odd. I don't know. They take some money. They lose the fight that follows very badly. And then they lose Lion.
And then they lose Lion. I don't like this build on Centaur. Typically you go max out your W.
I think Centaur...
farming creeps.
I think the Centaur build just depends on what game you're looking at. I don't think you can build Centaur. I think you just gotta level it differently every game. As far as this goes...
Talk to my... I know I'm good friends with the person...
The number 1 Centaur in the world.
He might actually be. Or in America, at least. He was the first person in the world to hit level 30 Centaur.
There you go.
So he kind of knows a lot about the hero. And he's like, Q was always the 3rd spell you max.
Yeah, that, I will say. I don't know if the max on the Q is going to be that helpful here. Especially considering, I mean, if you want long stuns like this, you've got this, you've got the Bushwhack, and both of those things are even easier to hit because you're Centaur, right? You don't really need it here. Not to any degree.
Yeah, it's sort of like... Oh, he's not even finishing up the... Oh my god.
He's doing blink. I mean, he can't really finish the Shiva's guard
not what
very
I mean.
easily.
He's got 3 points in fucking reflect.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever it's called.
And it's double edge, what can I tell you?
Not double edge, the other spell, his E.
No, that's what I'm saying. Double edge is the one that he's not leveling.
No, he went 1-1-3, and then he maxed out his stun, and he's put his next point into double edge instead of retaliate.
It was a bit odd. It was a bit odd.
It's a curious game. Yeah.
I will say, I do think it is a bit questionable how much an early Blink Dagger is going to help him out when, like, things like that are still happening to him, you know?
I mean, it just allows him to get the stun off, and if there's other people there, this EA doesn't get to do this. But
on one hand, I don't know, is that even true? I think the TA is always allowed to do that. I mean, what's going to stop her, right?
There's like fucking Lion Hoodwink there, the TA just dies.
Well, I mean, hypothetically, the TA just dies, but I mean, that's assuming the odds are against the TA. I think in a fair fight, like in a 5v5, she is going to be more than allowed to do that. The Lion and the Hoodwink are going to have to be worrying about these two. Or at least these 3. And, how'd that happen? Well, wait, Drow took a casual spill there, which is a pretty big deal while we were talking, and, yeah, Kentaur going down there to give TA her inaugural Deso damage.
Yeah. Game's looking a little rough.
Yeah, you could say that. 13k net worth advantage for the Radiant here at only 20 minutes.
Jesus. That's like 600 gold a minute advantage.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. Everybody! He went with it! He did it! What a maniac! Not maniac.
And it fucking worked.
Yeah, it actually worked. Everybody went out of position to try and kill him. Okay, never mind. Not working. No, nope, working again.
Back to working.
Centaur. Okay.
Honestly, could have been much worse.
Yeah. Everybody went way out of position to try and punish the Drow for that.
And they got a 4-man silence off.
Yep. Also, the blink reveal on the Centaur Warrunner.
Yeah.
So, that's, I mean, that was a horrible TP from Lion that absolutely should have been punished, but unfortunately the enemy team kind of punished themselves more in their attempt to punish him for it.
It's like trying to stop an Enigma TP and like stacking as 5, and he just immediately gets a 5-man black hole.
Yeah.
Just to the effect of what just happened there.
And then Treon dies in like 1 second.
A DD Zeus with the lightning hands. It's a lot of damage.
Remember when it was a 13k net worth advantage? Now it's 9.
That was 9. That was a big fight, honestly, for Zeus and Lion.
All the spells that can miss the TA do.
Yeah. I think TA
Oh,
is
no.
gonna kill somebody. Nope.
Centaur's here.
Oh, this is
Where is... That was like a really delayed veil, unfortunately.
Oh, he didn't use finger. Finger, they kill.
Hit Q! Oh my god, okay. Centaur is going to take the TA here. The cost of his own life. 3 for 1 trade. Pretty,
Maniac. Maniac. This wave is mine.
Sadly, I can't question mark in all chat when I'm spectating.
Unfortunate.
That really was just like the voices. He was trying to ult the voices in his head right there.
Yeah.
Tormentor goes out for Sven. You know, I saw a game once where Randy lost because he randomly didn't do the Tormentor, and Sven got this shard, and then Randy couldn't kill him anymore.
That's funny. It's weird, but funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they barely were able to, like, Randy was barely able to kill him, with just live with like 100 HP, and then he got 6 free armor because he had the shard, and then now Sven won.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Everyone gets 6 free armor now.
It's true, yeah. Kenny Lavender doing the right-click Zeus again.
Yeah. Actually, he's fully committing to the right-click Zeus this time. Last time he was this hybrid horse shit. This time he's
Yeah,
going.
I don't think hybrid Zeus were. I tried it soon after the batches, and in fairness, I didn't really try it in any serious games, but I tried it after the batches, did some experiments, and no, that shit does not work. You gotta go one way or the other.
Yeah. Because like you need the Dragonlance to make this build actually work. Otherwise, you just get one shot by enemy carry hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurricane Pike even better, of course, gives you a nice additional escape as well, which is what he's going for next.
Yeah.
TA is tired of dying and has decided that she's going to solo Roche. Or at least she's going to 2-man Roche with the Snapfire.
She could hit Bash, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, this isn't working. Where's friends? Where's at least the Treon heal? Okay, now friends are here. This 1-man Roche has suddenly turned into a 5-man Roche.
3-man.
To an all-man. Roxy is not going to be sprinting for the pit this time. This time they're just... I mean, they probably don't know this is happening anyway.
They might. All the waves are pushed out to a degree. To a degree. I feel like they could have taken a mid-tower during that, though. But they
Yeah,
didn't know where
probably.
anybody was, so.
Yeah, they were very afraid. Oh, okay. Well, TK immediately loses half his health to these two, but unfortunately, Lion loses 100% of his health. Sven's got his harpoon. Most of the way through Rags as well. You're gonna get the funny Blink Stormhammer, which is gonna be a major pain in the ass for poor Drow Ranger, as if she doesn't already have enough on her plate.
Yeah, just the super spam. Super spam coming right at you. It's hard to fuck with.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Like, you can't manta dodge that spell. I don't. remember if you can even blink dodge it.
Yeah, you can make it go to a horrible place for him. That's it.
That's about it.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Although it
Now, that
always
is funny.
Radiant's top
when you see
tower
like
is under attack.
Line?
Line, please. Goodbye, line.
Artillery! That's so unnecessary. What a dick. Wow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I would have laughed if Maniac got the kill and it would have been deserved.
Just to make it
Are
worse.
fortified.
Just to make it worse, Roxy's the one pushing up the T3. Isn't that a little backwards?
Dire's
I think you'd rather
Yeah.
probably have the Drow right there and the Centaur going 100 to 0 for no reason, taking 19 spells. But that's just me.
Roxy TP. Oh, he ate the thing. That's what I was gonna say. He TP'd in with 0 mana, which is a little interesting. But then he ate the thing, which gives him 425 mana. So that worked.
It's true. He's close to Shiva's guard.
He has it if he wants to buy out for it, but
No, he doesn't.
75.
It's more expensive now.
Oh shit! I haven't played.
Yeah, it's- I think it's the second most expensive recipe in the game now. I know it's equivalent of money to Butterfly all put together. Hoodwink will be the one to
bottom tower has fallen.
protest these
Ah.
actions.
Ray Baby's BKB.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Honestly, the later
Yeah.
this game goes, the better it is for Zeus. Or not Zeus, Drow. But
That is true. They got Centaur ult here. This is a very good Centaur ult. Dragon Knight is just 100 to 0 instantly.
yeah,
Ray is looking.
Zero
He's
damage.
in a bad spot.
but he's taking 0 damage until
That's
he
not
gets
0
fingered.
damage.
He did get fingered in the ass, unfortunately.
3 for nothing trade here. 3,672 bucks. Pass into the Dyer's war chest, spread fairly evenly among them. Ray Bay, of course, walking away with a little money in the form of the tip.
Yeah. Oh, this is a catch.
This could be okay. Well, they missed. This could be pretty big if they get it.
If they
That
get
is
it,
the man with Aegis, and it's not unthinkable to get a double death
He's gonna
here.
take 0 damage.
Well, certainly he is if he gets to blink away. So never mind. That was nothing. Nobody was really ready for that, I guess,
Radiant's
except for the
structures
CK,
are
the
fortified.
hood.
We're gonna get the tower
Radiant's
though.
middle
2
tower
towers.
is under
Yep.
attack.
Unless they TP bottom in 3 years and kill Lion.
Radiant's bottom tower
Somebody
is
once
under
told me
attack.
that I think his favorite Lord of the Rings book
Radiant's
was
bottom tower has fallen.
the Twin Towers.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Lord of the Rings, the Twin Towers.
Lord of New York.
Something like that.
Because last I checked, the Twin
Radiant's
Towers
bottom
is not.
tower
Actually,
is
is it a
under
Lord of the Rings
attack.
book? Yeah, it is. That's what it's called. It's called the Twin Towers, you fuck, not the 2
Radiant
towers.
are scanning.
I don't know.
I think you got that backwards. Or maybe I had that backwards. I don't know. Goodbye, line.
No. I'm looking this up because it's the Mandela effect.
I'm pretty sure the book is the 2 towers and he said the Twin Towers.
Radiant's bottom
And that's why it's
tower
funny.
is under attack.
Yeah, the 2 towers is the book.
Yes, he said his favorite book was The Lord of the Rings, The Twin Towers.
The Twin Towers, yeah.
Shout outs to the city of New York. BKB coming out on the Lone Wolf here.
Dire structures are fortified.
I think they got a little cocky in their last uphill, maybe. Just
Yeah.
thinking they were all that. In reality, they actually are all that. They all need to be on the same page of all that in ness. Okay. Okay,
Right?
this
Still
is
taking
not
so
the
much
same
damage.
page of all that in ness. That is probably not who they wanted to get with
Oh
the
my god, Zeus was doing so much damage there, he still is.
triple.
Zeus killing 3 people basically by himself.
And losing nobody for it, mind you. 2,587 gold passes in the Dire War
How much
chest, base
did
gold
Zeus
Zeus.
just get? You wanna mouse over that and find out?
1,453.
Jesus. This build, I guess, works.
Well, there you go.
Although I would like to see the comp to get that crit going.
Yeah, baby.
It'd be funny.
Where's my AC, bro?
Where is your AC?
Where's my Mjolnir? That's the real question. They just buffed that, and that's thematically appropriate.
It's just more lightning damage. You can't go wrong.
Exactly, it's more lightning damage, and you also do more lightning.
Exactly.
Because it's got the attack speed. Considerably more attack speed.
Consider.
It's a very calm line for picking up a haste room. It's like the same tone of voice you would use to address a cat. Ray Bay Bay has successfully identified where the entire enemy team and has drawn a noose around them in order to try and strangle them, but unfortunately, as they are in 3 dimensions, they are under no threat from a 2-dimensional line. DK stuns a fake Drow Ranger. Gets vesseled for his trouble. Snapfire ult comes out, doesn't really get anything. Pages is really right in the lightning here.
This way.
Nobody really cares though.
Ride the lightning.
This is silly. Goodbye, Golden
Force
Dragon.
Aw, you had 4 staff.
He used it 1 second before his untimely death. 1 second is even a little bit much. He used it like 3 frames before his untimely death.
Yeah.
The Wink's got that eggs.
Oh, Hoodwink Cat. Is that Hoodwink Shard or is that actual Hoodwink called? No, that was actual Hoodwink called.
No, it's the Hoodwink eggs thing.
No, that was the real thing.
But
It's
yeah.
on cooldown right now. I was. It just hurt.
Yeah, it's not the shard anymore, is what I was trying to say.
Oh, that, yeah.
They switched them out.
Yeah, Hunter's Boomerang was pretty bad.
And it still is pretty bad, honestly.
As an
but-
axe, it was bad. You don't want to spend
Yeah.
4,200 gold for that. 1,400 is more reasonable.
1400 is still not a good trade, but it's far better.
Well,
This
they're
is
gonna-
awkward! Oh my
Not
god, look at this Sven stun go, baby! Meow. Is it ever gonna show up?
Down here to wait for it to hit him.
It never showed up! It just
No,
disappeared
he's-
along the way.
Get disjointed? Or is he just gonna randomly get stunned? I don't know.
It would be funny, I'm pretty sure it got disjointed though. He is still
Oh,
going
yeah.
to die.
Radiant's middle
He had no
tower is
chance to
under
hold.
attack.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Slightly unfortunate use of the BKB there, but I don't think it's ultimately going to matter.
It might actually.
Okay, no, it- yeah.
High ground.
Yeah, the Zeus is the one that's owning them, so maybe, yeah.
It probably will matter. Not just that, there's the lion, there's the hoodwink. that are
There's the
fucking-
witch, there's the wardrobe.
And there's
No Treant!
multiple. There's no train.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I love how there's a lack of a pause. You weren't kidding.
Yeah,
that
nope.
This seemed like a pub. Nobody pauses at pubs.
Nobody cares. Okay, there we go.
Man, during the pause, I'm gonna go grab a drink. Or you're
No, you're
just
not. Yeah. Why would I not? There we go. That was a super long pause. At least 5 minutes or so. But Canada PMA is back. Drow Ranger is going to dissuade them from going up to this T2 here. The birds are going to get really pissed off for some reason. Not exactly sure what they're so mad at. Maniac managing the mid wave while they're looking at top. Oh no, baby, this ain't good. Oh no, baby, that's super not good. What happened to Drow? She just got like... She just like Hurricane Pike back into that, I think. She was actually fine though. They actually failed to kill her. They're going after the Centaur instead, which is maybe not who you want. They're gonna ultimately get the job done, but... Okay, no, that's all well and good. Actually did wait long enough for the Sven BKB to recharge as well.
is under attack.
So the 3 and under club goes down, only losing Tree on the way up. Not getting the Drow Ranger there was a bit unfortunate, but they're probably not going to be crying themselves to sleep, to say the least. So Daedalus is here.
Dire's top tower
Watch this tower die. Watch this tower get glyphed.
is fortified.
Watch 2 fake Zeuses immediately kill this wave. BK is here at mid though.
Dire's middle tower
goes.
Okay. Okay, nope. They're having a hard time dealing with all these Force Staves and Hurricane Pikes on the Dire. Every time somebody's in a compromising position, they just get zipped right back out.
Yeah, they have, I think, 3 or 4 Force Staves.
Yeah, they have Force Staff on the Lion, they have Hurricane Pike on the Zeus, they have Hurricane Pike on the Drow.
Yeah.
The only ones who lack one are the Centaur and the Hoodwink. Saw a fight while you were gone where Drow like got Force Staffed out to save, then accidentally Force Staffed herself back in, and then Force Staffed out again.
I see. Fucking gas.
What can I tell you?
Or at least the Dota equivalent. Force.
I'm gonna step on the Force. Hopefully that doesn't break the staff. It kind of feels like Force Staff would break if he stepped on it, I don't know.
Do you know what
The Roche attempt.
Yules?
That, I don't know, Yules looks like the kind of thing where it would just like, it looks like it's made of like that crappy plastic, like that fake lightsabers are made of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just step on it, it doesn't break, it just like collapses where you step on it.
Yeah.
Just
sort of
dense.
folds inward.
Yeah. Centaur did not want to get killed by the solo Sven there, I guess.
Yeah, he was extremely safe, he just didn't realize.
So he's going for E-Blade here. A bit interesting.
Yeah.
I think I would have just preferred not that, to be honest with you. I don't think you're getting
I feel
anything
like
in this juncture.
BKB would be pretty good for him.
BKB would be pretty good, but I mean, really, it's just like, where's my Mjolnir, bro?
Lightning Hands turned off right now?
Yes, he does. That's cringe, bro.
Very cringe.
Speaking of cringe,
That was a true dolphin
he tips line. Yeah, that'll show him he cared so much about that illusion. We got you, bro, says Treon Protector. Clueless.
Clueless.
Lion's cutting this wave.
Breaker, which is pretty okay. I don't know how much it helps him, honestly.
You know, Katie once told me that Line Breaker was her favorite, or Mind Breaker was her favorite tag. I wonder what that means.
He's fucking dead.
Yeah, he just got eaten.
Don't you mean Mind Break?
I don't know what that means either.
Neither do I.
You're the first person. You're the first person who's fallen for that bait. I think. Oh no.
No, I said it on purpose. I knew what I was saying.
You walked. You still walked in the bear trap, you know.
Yes, knowing the bear trap was there.
Yes. What? Everybody just wants to get killed by Sven cutting waves. Oh, good blink dodge there.
Sven wants to kill everybody cutting waves. It's not going to work.
Oh, it's worked 50% of the time so far, anyway.
It does like no damage unless he has his God Strength active. Seemingly.
He's
Like, it took
broken
him
his Mask of
4
Madness, going satanic here.
It took him so long to kill the lion.
Comparatively, it should be said. Shard for
just
DK, you know, 2 years ago that would have been huge.
What was it, 2 years ago?
The same thing, it was just like, not nerfed to shit yet.
Ah. They nerf it like almost immediately.
Well, they nerfed it over the course of like 4 patches. It started out really strong, then it got nerfed, and then it got nerfed, and then it got nerfed. And it was probably fine after the second one, but they wanted to make sure that shit was dead.
Zeus has become dire tower.
Zeus has become dire. You could have just stopped there.
No, he was just standing still right where the barracks was, casting his Q repeatedly.
I like Dragon Knight using his fireball on the racks there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get some cheeky damage on the mid buildings while everyone's looking at bot. I don't think many people will be looking that way anymore, though. They're playing very defensively on the dire right now.
Yeah.
They found DK, but the Snapfire's gonna bail him out.
Found guaranteed.
Yep. Trail Ranger is
Drow's
not.
illusions are fucking up EA.
Trail Ranger is not controlling the actual Drow Ranger.
They just take so much damage. Zeus Drow high ground is fucking insane.
Yeah, in a patch where every high ground is insane, this one is definitely high up on the insanity list.
Like, even though they're so tanky, it doesn't matter. They just take so much.
Yes, I mean, so much of what Zeus does is percentile, right? So
And none of it's percentile anymore.
it's not true. I'm looking at percentile damage right now.
And move it to the left a little bit. I thought that was talent. Oh, plus
It is.
6%. I thought genuinely it was only because of his talent. I guess no, they just added it on Dark Lightning.
Yep, it's been there for a minute.
Bounty killing.
So even though DK has a million billion HP, it just means that every Arc Lightning does a million billion HP. A bit unfortunate to say the least, so Centaur Warrunner getting a little hammered here.
Could mean Storm Hammered.
Aegis just expired. They've been waiting so long to do something that it just expired. Still have the cheese on the DK. There's that. He's just as slowly as possible poking the buildings here. Which I mean isn't insane by any stretch of the imagination. Seems like that's their best play at the moment. They're trying to go downhill and catch this Snapfire. They're dedicating so much to this task, I gotta say. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't think that was worth it. I really...
That was a good idea.
I really don't know if that was a worthwhile trade. 2 down, they
You
both
have
have
to-
buyback.
Pop your ultimate and lose your Centaur. Just to kill the enemy's 4.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And they
No.
didn't even do that.
Yeah.
No, they did not do that. Centaur has bought back. There's an upside. God Strength is down for a minute. It's not going to be up till Lion is. DK ult's going to be up in 14 though, so.
Middle barracks has fallen.
Invisibility.
Alright, LoneWolf just snaps the dire range racks and blinks away. No, that was my favorite fake drow. My priceless statue of a drow illusion. That was animated.
There's no Medusa in this game. It wasn't a statue.
No. I brought it from home. It wasn't a Medusa statue. It was like a real statue.
I see.
That was my that statue has been in my family for 5 generations. This drow illusion has been in my family for 5 generations.
The raid's beating up Maniac right now.
No.
Attacking.
Has Maniac also been in your family for 5 generations?
Sadly, no. That would be weird. Drow, kind of out of place here, though. Does take the 4-staff express out of danger.
Top tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think that was 2 4-steps on
Dire's
it.
structures
Yep.
are falling.
Oh, they got a great hoodwink net here, but that's an even better stun. Both of the principal players on Radiant did just die there for nothing. Or not Radiant, on Dire did just die there for nothing. Sven just got a
blade of rags.
godlike. Well, DK took the T3, but he kind of didn't get the... Yeah.
He was hitting the rags. He didn't quite get them. I mean, DK is like a... He's got like an 80% magic immunity well inside of... Or magic resistance well inside of his ult because of the eggs.
Yeah, sadly, has not been providing much for him here. He has the entire BKB he could buy his entire BKB. He just chooses not to.
You know, when you have that much gold, it's sort of like keeping it as proof of wealth. Really.
Yeah, there you go. 2,515 gold passes directly into mostly Sven's pocket.
Yeah.
Takes that beyond godlike, takes it home.
Goodbye, Roxy.
Oh. Oh. Nope. The TA trap. Perfectly placed. Let's just say that was deliberate. Perfectly placed TA trap stops the blink dagger. He's just going down. Actually, he might have global place. No, he does not.
There's no eggs. There's no ability that lets her place them globally.
I thought she had that for a while. Guess not.
No. There was the one where she could TP them globally, and that's what her egg does.
There you go. Could have sworn there was at least one patch where you had global place on something.
Is getting shit on.
TA's coming into the back of things, but now he's just traded who's the one getting shited. Oh, she's dead.
Dead.
One man on the drow. This is bad. She's buyback.
No buyback. Sven's fucking up the back line.
This is equally big. Oh my god, he barely gets away again, taking the 4-staff express out of town. Hoodwink buyback.
Although it was funny because Hoodwink died after Zeus got crit.
Mega creeps coming out. It doesn't mean that much against this lineup, I must say, unless I was gonna say, unless the Zeus dies again, if the Zeus dies again, that's it, and that's it.
That's the game. That is the game. I'm calling it.
Pieing back at the TA. Well, I mean, it's the last game, right? I guess it stands to reason. No, lying. Oh my god, Sven! Sven! Okay.
This Hoodwink is putting in work. Those bounces between the Sven and the fucking what's it? Snap.
Oh my god, Sven! Okay.
Still not
They want to
dead.
get the one more kill, but they do not. They do not take it. Good luck in playoffs, says Kenny Lavender. Which is true, they do guaranteed get playoffs now because that happened. I mean, not like I don't already know who got playoffs, but yeah, with that being said, as Sven wow. As Sven demonstrated for us, the split bush has been punished. The sprouts have failed to grow into a tree. This season is over for the Code Line team. I mean, this game... man. This game, it felt like it was just Kenny Lavender against the world, which unfortunately has been what it's felt like for a lot of this season. The Roxy Roro Centaur didn't do it for me last week. Didn't really do it for me this week either, unfortunately. It felt like he had an awesome DK performance, but... You know, I mean, I guess it's like a so-so Centaur, which is unfortunately a step up from their usual off-lane situation, but I guess we'll be getting to that here. Joe Ranger just never felt like she was online ever, just always felt like she was in super danger, and I will say, I do think the Zeus last-minute decision to try and go hybrid at the end of this probably didn't help his case much, realistically.
No. I mean, I don't know what else he buys except BKB.
There you go.
Just BKB,
So,
really.
yeah, well done on the part of the Dragon Knight and the Sven, who felt like they were just in the driver's seat the whole time. A couple of awkward situations where it felt like they were just getting overconfident, but I mean, some good plays by the support line. Just a good game for the LoneWolf team all around, really. You just kind of got outplayed here.
Stellar Caribou did its job well.
Excuse me, Untitled LoneWolf team did its job well. So now it's time for the post-season rundown, as it were. And I'll give you the dubious honor of selecting who I'm going to talk about in what order.
Okay, we're going to start with Line. Then we're going to move on to Roxy.
No, actually, I'm going to say we're doing Line last.
Okay,
but
so then we're going to go Roxy, GD,
No.
Peaches,
We're gonna go Roxy, and then I'm gonna forget who's next.
Okay.
Anyway, oh Roxy, I get it, but I don't. If there was a lot of games, especially earlier on in the season, where I made a remark that went something to the lines of, "Oh, Roxy just did something really cool, but also he was the only one here, right?" I will say, it never looked like your head was in it. It never looked like your heart was in it, maybe is a better way to put it with this team. You just kind of played like you were morale busted from week one, to be honest with you. Had some cool moments, some very cool plays, but I think more than anything else, I don't know. I'm not going to say you weren't committed to it, because that's far. That's pretty mean. But it does just seem like the heart was never really in it. It never felt like you were putting on the same display that we've seen in the past from you. The Pos 3 experiment was very interesting, on the other hand. I do kind of want to see the Pos 3 experiment from Roxy Roro in like a full season, perhaps. Needs some more work on the non-DK heroes, I guess, but interesting prospect. Definitely looked like he had a good place there. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. It is unfortunate. I don't know. Grit your teeth, brother. It happens to everybody at least once in a while, right? Who's next? I don't know who's next. So next we're talking about Pages. Pages. You didn't like when I told you this yourself, but it is true. Did feel like, not so much this series, I guess, in fairness, did feel like a lot of the times in this season, and in general, you really don't know how to lose with dignity. It does feel like, when things go bad, if you're not on this hoodwink guy in particular, it really doesn't feel like you know how to turn that around. And maybe that's the thing that's missing. I said before, Pages is a good support to have in lane with like a very good core, but struggles to babysit a low ranked core. And I think that comes from struggling what to do, where to be in that, 15 to 20 minute mark, 15 to 25, 30, let's say, in a losing game, in a down game, right? You know, oftentimes, I can tell you this myself, sometimes I just look at my minimap and I see Pages putting wards in a place where nobody could possibly ever protect them, where the ability to actually contest over them just isn't possible. Or, like a big fight starts and all 5 of the guys are there and Pages is dewarding or something like that is very awkward. It's good that the vision game is there. Very good that the vision game is there. But maybe the next step on the ladder is like, how do you apply this vision game to a losing team? How do you play a more defensive game and accept sometimes it's just not what you should be doing? Is maybe the next step. Up next is Kenny Lavender.
No, next was Dragon.
Up next is Kenny Lavender. Because I lied when I said you had control here, because I realized after I said that, oh wait, I was going to talk about very specific things on this team. Kenny Lavender felt like a miscast on this team. Very unfortunate. It felt like he was always, I actually made this call. I was the one who told Line to get him, but I told Line to get him in a combination with Big Boy LaCroix. They have a lot of experience playing together and all that. But that combination, it did not come to pass, and it always felt like Kenny Lavender was, Kenny Lavender was a metaphorical shopping cart with 3 wheels in this season. Always looking for that 4th one, always trying to lean back and land on where that 4th one should be. He definitely had a very good report at mid this season, far more than I think anybody expected him to be. I think a lot of people wrote him off in that capacity. But it felt like there was a struggle. Again, like with Pages, it felt like there was sometimes a struggle as far as what comes next. How do you transfer that win at mid into doing something good in the game? And again, like with Pages, not always there. It is an inconsistent problem. Like in this game, the post lane phase, the Zeus games in general, the post lane phase, I guess because it has such a very obvious, clear objective, goes pretty well, right? He transfers that into further success. But I very strongly recall a game pretty early in this season that was lost when Kenny Lavender did like pretty mediocre in the lane and then just stayed in that lane for the rest of the game. I don't know. That you can't do. I think also having the lack of mic work. I've heard Kenny Lavender in games, so usually when I say this, I'm saying this as hearsay. But Kenny Lavender was the top MMR guy on this team, and I don't think he said more than 3 things over the mic this entire season. I don't know. I definitely feel like from mid or from 3, from his 2 main roles, he definitely would benefit from being more vocal. And I understand not being vocal. Believe me, it is a skill. It is something you have to work on. This isn't just talk more Lamau, right? I think maybe it's a cue more often with people that you're not super tight with, perhaps. Get out of the normal, sort of bubble you're in, the normal social bubble you're in. And that will probably help you just talk more, be more outgoing. Because I think for a lot of people, when I say they don't talk, the reason they don't talk is they predominantly queue with the same few people. Somebody else in that queue talks, they don't have to, right? Nobody's talking on this team, brother. It's got to be you. You got to step up to the bat. And again, it is a skill. You have to work on it. Would like to see it be worked on.
I want
Oh,
to see a completely silent team next season. Just like literally
hopefully.
nobody on the team talks.
5
Would be nice.
mimes. 5 mimes,
Just-
burgers, and crimes.
That's what it is.
Golden Dragon. If Roxy Rose Morale was in the wrong place, if Roxy Rose Heart was in the wrong place this season, Golden Dragon, unfortunately, I hate to say this is going to be super flame. I think your head was in the wrong place this season, my man. This is vibes. What I'm about to say is not confirmed. You did not ever at any point publicly say anything that led me to this conclusion. This just came through your actions. Golden Dragon, you totally strike me as the type of guy who showed up to this season thinking that you own all the noobs at this level and that you're going to come out here and prove how much better than you were than the LD2L guys. You got a harsh bit of reality, my friend. You had a very, very, very poor season, and a lot of that was just due to the guy in the mirror. And a lot of those issues that we saw in week 1 still persisted into week 7, right? We still saw the Golden Dragon from week 1, that guy who gets tossed in lane and then spends the rest of the game hitting the creeps in the jungle and doing nothing. We did still see that at the end of the line. We never saw, even in your flirtation with the support role, we never really saw a success with you. And I do think a lot of that is you do have to break the stubborn streak a little bit. You do have to accept something has gone wrong here. Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are going to look at this season and say, this was line. This team could have done better. And you're the guy holding half of that bag. Not 100%, but you're the guy holding the half of that bag. You know what I mean? I don't know. I did try to help, brother. That's all I'm going to say. But the builds never got better. The play, it didn't get better. And I don't think you could not get better, is why I'm saying this. I think if you did take a more open-minded approach, if you did take a more self-analytical perspective, if you didn't get upset when people were honestly trying to help you, even if they were not being dicks about it, and I was not the only one who did, and people were not always being dicks about it, I definitely think you could improve. You don't seem broken. You're not stupid. You're not wrong, like, to play the game. But you definitely would benefit by taking the advice of not just the people you queue with every week. There are more perspectives than that, and you're getting held back by your horse blinders. That's what it is. You put horse blinders on, you won't take them off, right? Alright, well that was mean, but oh god, he listens every week. He listens every week. He listens when he gets too old, and I know for a fact he's listening today. He's a nice guy, okay? I'm just going to start out by saying Code Line is a nice guy. He has never done anything wrong by me. He was at last month's server event. He even said the word Bukake. I cannot believe that I heard him say that, alright? He has done nothing to wrong a human being in the world. So what I'm saying is, when I say this, Code Line, do not take it personally. You are miscasting yourself trying to chase this pause one dream. It's not working. It's not going anywhere. We've seen you here 2 seasons now, and what I've really seen so far is that every role has an it factor. Every role has a certain skill set that, prominently, that helps you out with one of those particular roles. There's a different it for every one of them. It's easiest to see 3, I think. It's easiest to see what the it factor is on a pause 3 player. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they all have some factor where you look at that and you say, This is a natural, pause 3. Knowing the exact amount of punishment you can take at any given time is a very important thing for a pause 3. And so, seeing somebody with like a very sharp eye for that sort of skill definitely seems like a very big thing for pause 3. Right? It seems like a very natural skill set. And you can play a role without having it. But I'm sorry, Line, you got kind of anti-it. You got not it in a lot of the pause 1 aspects. And it's not just because of the bizarre builds sometimes. That doesn't help. In both skills and items, right? But it does often seem like you had to work really, really hard throughout this like season to get to the point where most people start at pause 1, if that makes sense, right? Like, we still had those issues of like you showing up, getting bloodthirsty, coming in trying to take bad fights, like pretty late into the season. You got better about that, but you never got it. We never saw your farming patterns get that great. We never saw where you wanted to be in fights get that great. I'm sorry, it's a very mean thing to say, especially to somebody in a learning league. And this isn't like a complete condemnation. This is not saying you can never play pause 1 again. Keep that in mind. I think with enough game sense, with enough like skill behind the wheel, you can overcome that, right? Not everybody who is playing Pro Dota was born to be a Pro Dota player. But I think it's time to give it up for at least a while. We've seen 2 seasons, and in both seasons, I felt like at least 50% of the downfall of the team, unfortunately, has been on you. Well, you didn't carry one. You're a pause 1. You didn't have one game this season where it felt like you won, and it was because of you. It was Trash Boat or Kenny or... Which is a sad thing to say, but it's how it goes. I don't know. Is that too harsh? You think that's too mean?
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
Well, it is mean. Yeah, sorry to say. And like I said, I don't mean that personally. And it's not a slight against your character. But I think if you want to chase the pause 1 dream, give it some time to rest. Do something else for a while. We saw way better work on you in the support line in the last couple of seasons than we've seen you on the pause 1. You have something there, and you have more room to grow there, and I think you have more upside there. And if you don't want to live that life, that's fine. Maybe look at, pause 2, pause 3 for a while, right? I mean, definitely going to have to be learning a lot from scratch in either of those positions, and the work on the funny builds definitely has to be put into pause 3, but maybe you have more upside there. I mean, if you're overthinking everything you're buying, that's definitely a pause 3 trait. If you want to be coming out and fighting early, that's definitely a pause 2 or 3 trait, right? You're barking up the wrong tree here. I'll be blunt enough to say that, but I don't think that doesn't mean that there's not a tree to bark up. I think maybe seek other avenues. Pursue the alternative options. 1 line ain't happening. Not now. Maybe a couple years down the line, you get on one of those other 2 core roles, you really get into it, start working on those overall mechanics. You can try it again. It'll probably go a hell of a lot better. But for now, maybe time to hang up the gloves, to look back and say, I had 2 fun seasons to an extent, but it just, I don't know. This ain't it. So, yeah. Yikes. Sorry to say it, but that's how it is. You've probably seen at least a couple of the games this season. Do you think it's an unfair assessment to say that?
I don't know.
Well,
I've watched a couple of games this season.
That's true. I guess you haven't seen enough to fairly answer that. If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into this season, but it's probably too late to even really stand in. But in-house season, not far from now. Queues popping all over the place. All kinds of fun to be had. And if you're one of these guys, I'll see you next season. If you're somebody else, I'll see you next time.